Storyboard today, Zee's chairman Dr. Subhash Chandra calls for stringent checks on source of money of news channels in India. Unilever Asia is the client of the year, while Ogilvy One Asia is crowned the agency of the year at the Echo Awards. And we visit the set of HDFC Live's latest ad film shoot starring actor philanthropist Lisa Ray. Hello and welcome to Storyboard. I'm Pavni Mittal. Our top story today looks at one of the big issues facing the media, especially news media in India. Chairman of Zee Entertainment Enterprises, Dr. Subhash Chandra, raised the issue of ownership and source of funding of news channels. Calling for stricter entry checks and tighter regulations, he said he will work closely with the government and channel owners to increase transparency in the way news channels are financed and run. Here's that interview.
Hello sir, and thank you for talking to Storyboard.
My pleasure.
So, why do you want to bring up this issue now?
We have been hearing for quite some time, in last 6-8 months, 10 months, a lot of complaints, the media galat hai, ye hai, wo hai, lot of complaints from the people in power, people not in power. But at Zee, we did a exercise where our editors, everybody, we got out in the field. We talked to people, viewers ourselves, and the learning was very, very shocking. Whereas on one hand, viewers were saying to us that media is our last hope. Otherwise, things are not moving in the country. We are suffering. We don't have this. Nobody is there to put our point of view, talk about our problems, issues. You are the only help. But at the same time, in the same breath, they also said that after sab bike hue. So that kind of shook me. Why is this happening? I mean, and little bit study of this really brought back my fear, which I've been sharing with earlier, that the ownership in the news media cast particularly is not transparent.
So, when you say news media, are you talking all news media, print news media?
Print mein itna nahi hai. Why? Because print is an expensive business to be in.
Which you know.
Everybody knows.
Right.
And more you print, more you lose.
Right.
In television, it is not. So, it is more in television.
No, but the principle should apply in print also. No?
It should apply in print also.
Right.
I'm not saying that you make different laws for different set of media ownership. The law of ownership should be same.
Right.
So, on one hand, none of the listed news media companies are making profit. So, my share price, our media news companies' share price also are depressed. Everybody is losing money except maybe one or two. Why they are losing money, why we are also not making so much profit is that fly-by-the-night operator who have got different motivation to come into news media is selling the advertisement at 100 rupees, 200 rupees a spot. So they can never make money. Even credible news media, you in competition when they are there, they may have a small viewership share, but small, they eat up everything. And you can sell 10 times their price. Even then you need 12-13 minutes of advertising into half an hour programming. If you do 12-13 minutes, again your viewer is complaining.
Right.
So you have to reduce that per force, though there may be no regulation. So everything is a vicious circle. And if I as a media owner, if I say me and my people are not doing anything wrong, we have no motivation to plug in news, do something hera-feri, hanky-panky, etc. Okay, so whatever is coming that media is not credible, no, it's not for me, it's for everybody else. I can't sit in ivory tower or in isolation. I mean,
so what is it that you're proposing, that all of you get together?
All I'm saying is, everybody will have to listen and to get to agree with all stakeholders, government, media owners, viewers, lawmakers, everybody, that should the media ownership be a subject matter of going to the last mile and looking at the source of funding of the business. There are news channels which are on the face of it owned by somewhere there is a chartered accountant, practicing chartered accountant. Somewhere there are people who are, if you look at their business profile, they have just a business of about hardly 50 lakhs of rupees a year. There are all other businesses. But you have a law, you had a law, you need 1.5 crore only to get a license, which have been increased to 5 crore. Question is not 1.5 crore or 5 crore, but what 1.5 crore or 5 crore, what is the source of that money?
Right.
You should go to the real source of the money.
Right. Is this provoked by your belief or your understanding or knowledge that there are certain people who are doing this?
That's right.
Right. Willy-nilly you're saying you want government to sort of involve themselves more in the television news media business.
I'm not saying that.
No, you're not saying that. Okay.
No.
So what is it?
What I am saying is that, like, also on the other hand, there is a controversy going on in one case where Home Ministry is saying something different, R&B Ministry is saying different. Why is that so? There must be anomaly in the law, the lack of transparency. Somebody is interpreting differently, another is interpreting differently. So make a transparent law and let the law takes its own course, let it continue, and everybody knows. Today there are also 30-40 channels have closed down, but we are still showing them as the live TV stations.
Right.
So trading has started. आजकल people have started saying, अच्छा आपको license चाहिए, अरे 1 crore रुपया दीजिए, मैं license मेरा ले लीजिए.
Okay, is that happening? That
is happening.
Right. Right.
So you want to make it a trading marketplace?
So what is the starting point of the solution in your view?
Solution is that you must go to the source of funding.
Have you discussed this with, say, Ministry, INB?
We have written to the letters to them.
Right. And what is their reaction?
So far, we have not heard anything. But I'm sure there will be reactions. But my meeting, everybody was not only this issue, but this triggered off. The other issues were also there that people wanted to meet because I haven't met media for a long time.
Right. So
you may have other questions other than this
absolutely.
issue.
Which, such as, what about your own English channel? When is that going to start?
We are working on it.
Right.
I think we should come up with our firm plan in about 4-6 weeks.
And what about the newspaper ambitions? Because all of us know you're passionate about the newspaper as well, even if it's losing money.
Whatever I do with passion.
Right.
Newspaper also, DNA is from losses of 7 years, 8 years, it has started breaking even. We will expand it, we'll make it profitable and more meaningful again.
Okay, and how involved will you be in these businesses? Because one understands that you also want to, take time off now. Is that true? Or?
I am concentrating more on the health, wellness, lifestyle programming, which we started in America.
Right. And
that is taking my time.
But finally, it is this whole thing is your baby. You were saying you were a trader.
There are people.
One day when you decide to get into television,
Huh.
And then you built an empire. Don't
I've handed over to somebody to run it.
Right.
As I've done in many businesses.
Right.
So now Punit is handling the media business. Other people are handling other business. Professionals are running different business. But this health and wellness, I'm still handling myself.
Okay. To go back to your first question of consumer trust in news.
Yes.
Now, the institutions of trust, whether it is government or courts or media, in India still media is one of the most trusted of these. So, where does the consumer go? If media becomes unreliable, where does the consumer go?
No way. That's why I'm saying that in our research or inside when we met directly, our editors were shocked to hear what people said. And they clearly said that you have been sold, you are not reliable. But then same person comes back and repeatedly, not one, 15, 20, 50 of them. They again come back that media is only my hope, you are only my hope. But then I'm not going into too many details.
Sure.
They said, don't give your opinion, just report the news. Tell us the source of news. Tell us this, do that, etc.
Okay. Have you spoken to any other media owners on this issue?
I have. In last 4 or 5 days, I've received many calls, more than I expected.
And what is their general view on?
After some discussion, 2, 3, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they are getting convinced and they are saying, let's meet all together.
So, in general, unity in media, whether it is
which is not possible.
Well, we've seen it in INS, we have seen it in IBF, we've seen these issues. The unity is, because of the competitive nature of the business, unity is difficult. So, how do you expect to tackle that bit?
No, realization of the reason also doesn't come very quickly. Because when I said that you are suffering financially also, how is that connected with the media ownership? Obvious question to ask, free question to ask. But when I said, because these people are selling at 100 rupees, 200 rupees, you pick up the news media, see the channels who are selling at 100, 200 rupees, you will find 50% of them is opaque ownership.
Right. So fundamentally your issue is...
So financially also you are losing.
Right.
You are losing financially also. And you're losing in terms of your credibility also.
But isn't that been true of news media forever in India, that there have been people who want the newspaper for influence and they make what one calls budgeted losses. Okay, I'll lose 50 crores a year on this business, but I will have influence. Isn't that influence business also real?
I don't know. I feel we as a people in media, we feel we are influencing. We may be influencing to certain section of the society, but not whole society. Viewer is not influenced. They get influenced, but that's why I'm saying the media, or the viewer or reader of the media, first is trusting the brand, media brand. And after the media brand, they are trusting the byline, the individual. You will see more and more people getting attention because they have built their trust over a period of time.
Right.
So, if somebody is doing it only to influence or manipulate the minds, doesn't stay for too long.
Right. Now I'll bring you to the last question. Sometimes it might be convenient for politicians to have such news outlets where they may not be interested in business, but they are interested in...
You are suggesting me something which I had not thought.
Yes.
Maybe this is the reason that there are many political outfits who are owning the news media.
So is that so? Maybe are you really going to see support?
Maybe they will not like this my comments of having transparency in the ownership,
right? No,
or the source of funding.
Absolutely. Yeah. Maybe they won't. So how do you react to that? That politicians may not be happy with this.
They may not be happy. Politicians may not be happy about many things.
Right.
Current Modi government has come on the plank of doing good for public, and they have stated in their many of these statements, we will not care about ourselves, or we will give a clean and uncorrupt government. So if this is the case, then people who don't like this, they don't like this. But you as a government, you must take a prudent view and feel that, like the Reserve Bank is also testing fit and proper criteria, we should apply the same for the news medium. That's all I'm saying, nothing else.
Okay. Thank you. Best of luck in your efforts.
Thank you.
That is an important issue that impacts both the industry as well as the public at large. We're going to take a short break here. When we come back, the big winners at the Echo Awards.